All right, Mr. Mukhtar Mohammed is there now to join me to analyze market figures for today. Good afternoon, Mr. Mohammed. It's a rainy Monday at our end here, but the market seems to be staying in green, partly in green. What do you make of the performance, and what are you expecting for this second half of the year?
Thank you, Tolu. It's a rainy morning or raining afternoon today, and again, we're starting the second quarter of the year. Like you said, a little bit better. Maybe the rain have come, so it's a showers of blessing. But in the second quarter, a lot of activities will be happening. Like you all know, you already know that the earning season and the interim seasons, especially for stock that will be paying interim dividend half year. So we'll see that one coming through. We'll also be looking at the recapitalization of the bank. A lot of pictures will be clearer in the second quarter of this year, especially what the price will be, what will be the right price, especially for banks like Zenith Bank, GTCO, First Bank, FCMB also. So we're expecting them to be in the market. So this quarter also, we expect some recovery from most of the equity that have lost so much in terms of FX. Stocks like Nigerian Brewery, Guinness, Nigerian PLC, MTN Nigeria, we could see that in the rally that MTN enjoyed on Friday. So second quarter of more optimism and hoping that this second quarter will be better than what we've seen in the half year, in the first year quarter.
But before I let you go, ahead of the recapitalization exercise, we see that the banks, we can see ads everywhere, driving on the streets of Lagos, and you see that all banks are now letting Nigerians know that, yes, we are ready to get into this $1 trillion economy that Nigeria is projected to be. But this is going to be available for all customers, or what can you tell us about this?
Yes, it might not be available for all customers.
Yeah,
some banks
I know that.
Strictly stay on their right issue. Some banks will be looking for institutional investors. Some banks will be doing private placement for specific investors. And some banks might be doing both right and public offer. The thing about it is that the right offer will be cheaper than the public offer. So that's the activities we are expecting in the second quarter. But it's going to be mostly right issues. Remember that some of these banks also have said that they will do it in terms of phases. Maybe first phase might be the right issue. Second phase might be prefer investors or institutional investors or private placement. That will come up maybe in the second quarter. And then some of them will say in the second quarter they might be doing public offer. But what we are seeing now was exactly what happened in 2002, when the bank recapitalization was driven by the then CBN governor, Chukwuma Soludo. So it's more or less returning back. And you know what I always say, the life of a man is in cycles, so is the life of the economy. It's full of ups and downs. Whatever cycle we have, those cycles will still come back. So today we are back to the cycle that we had in 2002, when the banks were asked to recapitalize to the tune of 25 billion. Now they've been asked to recapitalize of the tune of 500 billion. But the difference between that and now is that most of these banks are highly capitalized. We might not be seeing a lot of banks going under. We might be seeing merger, or maybe see acquisition, but acquisition will mostly come from the tier 1 bank, while merger will mostly be driven by the tier 2 bank. So it's going to be a half year full of activities towards the end of the year and towards the first quarter of the year before we get a clear-cut direction. But like I said, it will not be like what happened in 2002, where we had a lot of banks goes under through those that could not meet the recapitalization and those that could not meet. But this time around, I think we'll see a lot of banks meeting those recapitalization. So look like, if the CBN have allowed this bank to use their retail earnings, 90% of this bank would have fully recapitalized, because their retail earnings for some of the banks like GTCO, Zenith Bank is above 1 trillion. But they will not be allowed to use that. The CBN want fresh capital that will be coming in. So that is why it is. But the good thing for investors is that as it stands now, the bank will comfortably be able to pay you dividend for from their retail earnings, which is almost above 1 trillion. So the fear of share dilution, not getting enough dividend, will not be an issue. And secondly, most of these shares are being taken up by the banks, most of the high net investors. And what we'll see is that when you know that high net investors rarely sell their shares, so you see a lot of capital appreciation from these shares and a lot of dividend payout. Like I said the last time I was here, I'm saying it again. If you want to have a piece of the cake to dine on the same table where the billionaires die, the banking stock, especially during this their recapitalizations process, is the best place to be.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mukhtar Mohammed, economic and market analyst. Do enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, Tulu.